How about when we are being asked to find a quadratic equations from given roots? For instance, let's find a quadratic equation whose roots are x equals to -2 and -3. Let's find a quadratic equations whose roots are -2 and -3. That is x equals to -2 and x equals to -3. Okay? For you to solve this, if your x equals to -2, what you need to do is to turn this into a factor. That means your x, if x equals to -2, if you flip this backward, this -2 will turn to +2 because it crosses this equality sign, and your x plus 2 will be equal to 0. Then if you consider this also, if you have x equals to -3, if you flip it backwards, then it becomes a factor, and the -3 here, when it crosses this equality sign, it will change to x plus 3 equals to 0. Always do it like this. Then you have x plus 2 equals to 0 and x plus 3 equals to 0. You can combine the two factors, so you have x plus 2 and x plus 3 equals to 0. Then if you multiply these two binomials, you have your quadratic equation. Let's do it. I use this particular term to multiply with this term. I use this term to multiply with this. Then I use the second term to multiply this, and I use this to multiply this. That is how to multiply two binomials. Okay? So let's start. We have x times x, we have our x squared. X times 3, we have plus 3x. 2 times x, we have plus 2x. And 2 times 3, we have plus 6 equals to 0. Then we combine like terms. We have only one x squared here, so we have our x squared. And we have 3x plus 2x, we have plus 5x, because 3x plus 2x is 5x. Then we have plus 6 equals to 0. This forms the quadratic equation. Here we have x equals to 5 and x equals to -6. We have to form a quadratic equation whose roots are 5 and -6. Okay? So what we have to do is we flip this 5 backwards. When it crosses this equality sign, it changes to negative. It becomes a factor. So you have x minus 5 equals to 0. That is one factor. And you do the same thing here. When this -6 crosses this equality sign, it changes to +6. You have your x plus 6 equals to 0. Then you combine the two factors and multiply them out. You have your x minus 5 and you have your x plus 6 equals to 0. Then these are binomials, so you multiply the two binomials. You use this to multiply this, 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 and combine the terms. So you have x times x, you have x squared. X times +6, we have x times +6, we have +6x. Then -5 times x, we have -5x. Then you have -5 times +6, we have -30 equals to 0. So we combine the like terms. So we have x squared here, because it's the only x squared that we have. There's no other term here that has x squared. So we bring it down. We have the x squared. Then you have 6x minus 5x. We have our plus x, and we have our -30. So we have x squared plus x minus 30 equals to 0. This is equals to 0 as well. Alright, let's consider this particular example. X equals to negative 2 over 5 and x equals to 3 over 2. These are the roots of a particular quadratic equation, and we are asked to find the equation from the given roots. So what we need to do is we take this negative 2 over 5 back across this equality sign, and it will change to x plus 2 all over 5 equals to 0. This form one of the factors, and you take this positive 3 over 2 across this equality sign, and it will change to x minus 3 over 2 equals to 0. This form another factor. So what happened is you multiply the two factors, so you have x plus 2 over 5 and x minus 3 over 2 equals to 0. In multiplying these two binomials, you use this to multiply this term, you use the same term to multiply this other term, then you use this to multiply this, and use this to multiply this other term. So let's start that without wasting time. X times x, we have x squared. X times negative 3 over 2, we have negative 3 over 2x. Then you have positive 2 over 5 times x, we have plus 2x all over 5. Then we have positive 2 over 5 times negative 3 over 2. You have 2 all over 5 times negative 3 over 2. So you have 2 times negative 3 equals to negative 6, and 5 times 2, we have 10. Alright? So we have negative 6 over 10 equals to 0. Alright, let's use this part of the board. Okay, now in order to simplify this, we need to find the LCM. Here the x squared here is over 1. So we need to find the LCM of 1, 2, 5, and 10. And the LCM is 10. Let me draw a line. Let me make it a bit straight. So we have the LCM to be 10. The LCM of 1, 2, 5, and 10 is 10. So this equals to 0. The LCM is 10. So 10 divided by 1, we have 10. 10 times x squared, we have 10x squared. So we have 10 divided by 2, we have 5. So 5 times negative 3, we have negative 15x. This covers this. Right, so we have 10 divided by 5, we have 2. So 2 times positive 2x, we have positive 4x. Then we have 10 divided by 10, we have 1. And 1 times negative 6, we have negative 6. So when we cross multiply, this 10 will multiply this 0, and we will have 10x squared minus 15x plus 4x minus 6 equals to 0. So we combine the like terms. Minus 15x plus 4x is 10x squared minus 11x minus 6 equals to 0. This becomes the quadratic equation.